guess E-mini futures, 2000 tick chart, and we're using price action rules and market geometry to determine where to enter for high probability setups. We're starting off today in a small trading range. In trading ranges like this, it's important to draw your short-term channels. You can see the smaller channels inside of these trading ranges will often get break and then push to new extremes. And it just helps when price action seems kind of choppy like it does here. It just keeps you on the right side of the market. You can see you can have a spike down, break outside of that channel, new low created, and then that's when you start to look for a pullback to the other side of the trading range. I was looking for some kind of second entry long or higher low above EMA. In trading ranges like this, you always want the EMA to confirm your setup. It's more of a supportive indicator than anything, but in situations like this, it's your main key entry point, because you don't really want to go long or short off of these support and resistance lines. You can end up just breaking through it. You want to see it bounce off of the support or resistant line, push above or below EMA, and then find confluence on top or below the EMA. You want the EMA to be your key entry point in situations like this. And you also want there to be, like if you look at this here, this is a spike down and it broke outside. You can sell here if there's a second entry short at the EMA and you find a good rejection off to test new low. After you bounce off the bottom, you want to see like a failed second entry short above EMA, nice rejection. Use your signal bar as the final, signal to determine whether or not you're going to enter that trade. You wait for a trigger above whatever signal bar it is, and then you enter that trade, and then you ride it to the other side. So far, nothing really today. It looks like it's pretty choppy. Like if you look at yesterday's price action compared to today's, you can see how much more movement we were getting yesterday. So far, not a lot going on. So definitely just area of development, sitting on my hands and wait for the opportunities to come to me. I'm not even looking for trades right now. I need to have the bias figured out. That way I'm looking for trades in the right direction. If you just start looking for trades on every bar, you can make a case to go in any direction. So it's important to be patient, guys. All right, let's not argue with the market. It's Tuesday, and there's going to be opportunities later today, I'm sure. So you just got to be patient and wait for those. All right, guys, we have a failed breakout here. We know that 90% of the time when a breakout happens in a range, it's going to pull back in. It's going to fail. So we have this failed breakout, and then we have a new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short failure, potential reversal entry to ride it back to the top of this trading range here. I didn't take because you can see all of this empty room up here. We haven't had this like wide of a move down or up in this trading range up until now. You can see it looks like there could be some kind of potential like wider downtrend or something like this. It's not confirmed yet. It's way too early and way too wide to be drawing this. But it's important to recognize the overall bias of the market. You can see there's a lot of empty room. It looks like we're moving down. We can barely stay above EMA. We pushed above EMA here and then just had this massive bear bar break below EMA and then all the way down here. So there's definitely more bear pressure here. So taking any longs is a little bit risky, especially after you can see we have this little short-term uptrend here. And it has break and new high already. So you're kind of taking a failed second entry short right after a new high is created. There's bearish imbalance. It's just not a high probability setup, and I'm glad I've skipped because you could see it would have stopped me out there. So mainly just watching price action, just trying to make a plan on what direction I'm looking for. Definitely some bear pressure here though. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this and we'll see what happens. All right, guys, we have potential overshoot of this downtrend here. Now, when overshoot happens, you can expect it to reverse the market sometimes. So it's important that you don't just immediately take the first, second entry short, or if it's an uptrend, second entry long right after overshoot. Like even if we find a good setup at this EMA here, I probably won't end up taking it just because overshoot can lead to a complete market reversal. You can see how oversold it is, how far away we are from EMA. So there's a good chance that this is overshoot of whatever channel we draw. There could be something like this, and there's still overshoot. Or even if we draw it from this swing and ignore the first swing there at the beginning, then we still have overshoot here. So definitely some potential overshoot here. Don't want to take the first, second entry short. I'm going to wait for it to break out the other side of this trend line and then push back below EMA to test new low of this downtrend. All right, guys, I went ahead and took a little break, but coming back, it looks like price action actually started to make some moves here. You can see this wider downtrend that still needs new low. We got overshoot again, just like the one up here. So I'm looking for some confirmation push below EMA and then like a failed second entry long or something to take a short to test new low of this downtrend. All right, so like I said earlier, overshoot can lead to an overall and a complete reversal of the market. So I really want to see a decisive push below EMA here to even consider taking a short. You can see we're kind of getting congested though. And the fact that we're really struggling to break through the bottom of EMA and stay below it for a long period of time, it just, the more it happens, the more you kind of, get worried about taking any short whatsoever to test new low, even though this one might end up pushing lower here if it doesn't bounce at this support line here. It's just important to recognize after overshoot, it can lead to reversal. And you really, really want to be patient in areas like this. You can see we're starting to get sideways above EMA. We do still need new low though. And the fact that it hasn't completely reversed all the way up here, so there is still some confluence to look for some bear trades, but it has to really, really form nice for me to consider taking it. All right, the fact that we broke out of this small trading range and then didn't completely reverse up, and we're staying below EMA now, there's a good chance that we test new low. So I'm hoping for some kind of second entry short or even like a new high, first entry long, second entry long failure, but then like a lower high at the EMA. So pretty much any good signal bar off the EMA, if we don't push too far down, I could consider taking. All right, guys, coming back as I entered this trade. It's a nice lower high. Strong break and push below EMA here. Nice signal bar off of the EMA. So I kind of had to be a little bit more aggressive on this trade because I had a feeling that it was going to go without me. So I had to get filled one tick below the signal bar. But it's a pretty decent trade. Hopefully this one works out. All right, guys, we filled the 8 tick take profit. I'm moving my stop loss to break even. The second one is my second take profit at 16 ticks. And then I, as always, have this runner to manage after just in case we get a strong push. All right, it bounced off of my 16 tick take profit and didn't fill it. So I'm hoping we can still push back down here. All right, guys, we filled the 16. I'm going to move my stop to 8 ticks, and I'm going to hold this last contract as a runner. All right, I actually went ahead and moved my runner back up here to break even. I want to give this trade some room. This wider downtrend still needs new low. This one needs new low, so there's a good chance that we continue lower. There's a lot of bear pressure here. Definitely want to see it test this bottom one. Then I can potentially move my stop to like 16 or something. All right, we created new low, so I'm really tight on my runner now. And there it is. It got hit at an extra 25 ticks with one contract. So pretty good trade. I was lucky to get filled on that. You can see how fast it moved. But I'm pretty happy with that. I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for the day. It's been a pretty stressful day on the charts. Not for any of the trades or anything like that, but just the price action was super confusing a lot of the time. We had a lot of overshoot. It took us a long time to create new low for this downtrend, and there's a lot of opportunities that you had to sit on your hands and kind of view price action as a whole and not enter prematurely with FOMO or greed or any of that kind of stuff. So we finally created a new low though, just as we expected it to. After about this area, when you break below EMA and you see it staying below EMA for a little while, you can be pretty sure that you're going to create a new low for this downtrend, and that's when you start to look for a decent entry. And luckily, I got filled on this one. So one trade for me today. Overall, pretty good price action. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, leave them in the comments. Feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be uploading every weekday my live charting session. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck with your trading.